Before I say anything else, I want you to think about the last few weeks. Not the good moments, the strange moments. The moment that made you stop and wonder, why does everything feels like different lately? Maybe you have been seeing 111, 1111, 222, or 1212 more often. Maybe you have been feeling disconnected from things that used to excite you. Or maybe you just have this strange feeling that something is changing. And here's the interesting part. Most people assume that when life is about to improve, they will feel excited, motivated, confident, certain. But that's really what happens. In fact, the beginning of a new chapter often feels exactly the opposite. It feels confusing because your old life still exists, but it no longer feels like home. And that's where many people are right now. You haven't arrived at the next chapter yet, and you have already outgrown the last one. That's why things feel strange. You are standing between two versions of your life, and that space in the middle can be uncomfortable because you can't fully go back, but you can't fully see what's ahead either. Most people panic in this stage. They assume something is wrong. But what if nothing is wrong? What if this is exactly what happens when you are about to enter a completely different chapter? Think about every major transformation you have ever experienced. Before the breakthrough, there was frustration. Before the confidence, there was self doubt. And before the success, there was a period when nothing made sense. Growth doesn't usually announce itself, it arrives quietly. That's why so many people miss it, because they are looking for fireworks, while life is giving them whispers. And maybe that's why you have been noticing signs lately. Not because science predicts the future, but because sign gets your attention. Every time you see 111 or 1111, you pause, you become present, and presence changes everything. Because when you are present, you notice opportunities, patterns, possibilities. You stop living on autopilot, and that's where changes begin. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed how certain struggles that once consumed you don't affect you the same way anymore? Maybe they are still there, but your relationship with them is changing, and that's important. Because life doesn't transform when circumstances change first. Life transforms when you change first. The new chapter isn't waiting somewhere in the future. The new chapter being the new chapter begins the moment you stop thinking like the old version of yourself. And that's exactly what's happening. You are becoming someone different, someone stronger, wiser, and more aware. And once that shift happens internally, the external world eventually follows. One manifestation One manifestation practice helped me understand this better than anything else. Every night before sleeping, instead of asking, when will my life change? Ask yourself, what is the next version of me trying to learn right now? That question changes everything because it shifts your attention from waiting toward growth. And growth creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates opportunities. And opportunities creates change. Most people are waiting for evidence before they believe. But the people who create extraordinary life often believe before evidence arrives because they understand something powerful. Your future is shaped by what you repeatedly focus on. That's why your attention matters. That's why your habits matter. And that's why your thoughts matter. Not because thoughts magically create reality, but because thought influence actions and actions create outcomes. That's actually one of the reasons I created the Manifestation Fast Guide. It is a practical framework that helps you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions. It helps you manifest your dream life fast and with ease. So if you are interested, check the link in the description below. Now let me come back to today's message. You are entering a completely different chapter, and I don't think it's going to arrive the way you expect. It's going to arrive gradually, one opportunity, one realization, one conversation, one decision, and one breakthrough at a time. Until one day, you wake up and realize your life feels different, better, and more aligned. And that's why you'll understand something. The chapter didn't begin when the results appeared. The chapter began when you started becoming the person capable of creating those results. So if life feels strange right now, don't rush to fix it. Don't assume you are lost, and don't mistake uncertainty for failure. Because sometimes uncertainty is simple proof that old chapter is ending and a new one is beginning. May the next chapter begins clarity where there has been confusion. May it brings opportunity where there have been delays. May it bring growth that exceeds our expectations. And may you look back one day and realize that what felt like a different transition was actually the beginning of the one of the best season of your life. So before you leave, comment down below, I am ready. Claim it with full belief. And if this message reached you today, like it. Because months from now, you may come back and realize you were already standing at the doorway of the life you were asking for. And thanks for watching.